parents. It's your children's pastor, Jackie Monastra. Welcome back to another super fun Sunday. I'm so excited to be with you here today. We are in our very last week of our series, Grace Under Pressure. And before we start our new series, we need to say our memory verse for this series. So Miss Amy told me that you all worked really, really hard on it, and she actually taught me the motions too. So let's say our verse together. Stand up, shake your arms out, and follow after me. Be careful to live properly among your unbelieving neighbors. Then even if they accuse you of doing wrong, they will see your honorable behavior, and they will give glory to God when he judges the world. 1 Peter 2:12. Good job, friends. So make sure you tell your theme verse to someone in your family, someone in your house today, so they can see how hard you worked through this entire series on hiding God's words in your heart. But on a completely different note, do you know that we all have something in common? And that common thing is fear. That's right. Everyone has something that they're afraid of. I'm actually afraid of quite a few things myself, actually. I'm scared of spiders. I'm scared of talking in front of big groups of people. I'm scared of people making fun of me. I'm scared of letting people down, and I'm scared of doing the wrong thing. So, what's something that you're afraid of? Turn to someone in your house and tell them what you're afraid of. Don't worry, I'll wait. Tell them. All right, so now today we are learning that there is someone who will help us with that fear, the one that you said, the person who helps us have grace under pressure. Do you know who we're talking about? Shout it out, Jesus. Let's open our Bibles and read a few verses all about fear and Jesus. Remember, in our series, Grace Under Pressure, we're going through the book of 1 Peter. So we're going to grab our Bibles and we're going to turn to 1 Peter chapter 5. We're going to read verses 6 through 9. So 1 Peter chapter 5, verses 6 through 9 say this: "So humble yourselves under the mighty power of God, and at the right time he will lift you up in honor. Give all your worries and cares to God, for he cares about you. Stay alert. Watch out for your great enemy, the devil. He prowls around like a roaring lion, looking for someone to devour. Stand firm against him and be strong in your faith. Remember that your Christian brothers and sisters all over the world are going through the same kind of suffering that you are." There are so many stories in the Bible all about people who trusted God in really scary situations. A few of my favorite are David when he defeated the giant Goliath, and Joshua when he walked around the walls of Jericho and they came tumbling down. Also Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego when they survived the fiery furnace because God was with them. And Daniel, he had that crazy, scary sleepover with lions and he survived. Also, Ruth and Naomi, they stuck together no matter what. There are so many stories. And I think we should look at one of them that's pretty unlikely. So, this isn't the typical fear story. There are no sharks, there are no spiders, there are not even any scary people. There is just an old woman who is scared of going hungry. Here is the story of Elijah and the widow, and we find it in 1 Kings chapter 17, verses 8 through 16. Listen up, are you ready? Here we go. "The Lord said to Elijah, 'Go and live in the village of Zarephath near the city of Sidon. I have instructed a widow there to feed you.' So he went to Zarephath. As he arrived at the gates of the village, he saw a widow gathering sticks, and he asked her, 'Would you please bring me a cup of water?' As she was going to get it, he called out to her, 'Bring me a bite of bread too.' But she said, 'I swear by the Lord your God that I do not have a single piece of bread in my house, and I only have a handful of flour left in a jar and a little bit of cooking oil in the bottom of the jug. I was just gathering a few sticks to cook this last meal, and then my son and I will die.' But Elijah said to her, 'Don't be afraid. Go ahead and do just what you've said, but make a little bread for me first. Then what's left to prepare a meal for yourself and your son? For this is what the Lord, the God of Israel says, there will always be flour and olive oil left in your containers until the time when the Lord sends rain and the crops will grow again. So she did as Elijah said. And she and Elijah and her family continued to eat for days. There was always enough flour and olive oil left in the containers. Just as the Lord had promised through Elijah. So, there are two things that we can learn from this story. Number one, we do not have to stay afraid. Isaiah 41:10 says, don't be afraid, for I'm with you. Don't be discouraged, for I'm your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will hold you up with my victorious right hand. Just as the widow was taken care of, we are taken care of too. It doesn't mean that we won't go through scary times, but it does mean that God is with us while we go through them. We can be sure that he's reminding us that he loves us. And number two, we can choose faith instead of fear. When fear creeps up, call out to God, pray to him, remember who he is and that he has taken care of you in the past and that he will take care of you in the future. Remember Isaiah 41:10 that says that God is with you and he will strengthen you. And next time you're afraid, remember God is with you and you can choose faith over fear. All right, friends, I'll see you next time. Bye.